I met Larry Diarmi, who was planning a church in the city of Lyon, and we became friends. He asked me to do a few things just with his church. And a couple of years later, he invited me to do an internship. I took care of the youth group. I was being trained, and I received a lot of different types of training, mostly in-house. And I was voted a pastor of the Lyon church. After serving for over 20 years as a pastor, I felt like it was time to turn the leadership over to a younger pastor. We prayed, we actually were connected with a wonderful man by the name of Philippe Viguier, who did an internship with us and eventually became the pastor. I was actually not sure what I was going to be doing. I knew that I wanted to be helping in the country of France the development of churches.
We started kind of pinpointing where the members of the churches in downtown, where do they live? And was there a church in the different suburbs around Lyon? A city called Pont-de-Cherry. That's where we wanted to head to start the first church plant.
We were many families to live in the neighborhood, and so we started a small group. And after many years to gather each other in each other's home in Pont, we decided to do one service per month to start a little bit to be a church.
There was another opportunity in Trévoux, north of Lyon, and there was a community group there. We started to do evangelistic conferences around meals, around sharing the gospel with however ways we could.
We had a team behind us that said, okay, we think you could be into the ministry. They made sure that we would have a good support as well, a good training, and that was very precious. By teaming up, we could do much more than being alone.
What we're trying to do is to come up with a both-and philosophy of how can we figure out what are the things that's most important of what defines a church, and to do those well, and then share resources with other church plants. And so, as a young church, we have 33 members. We started the project in 2017, but we already have identified another neighborhood that only has one church that's a very small, kind of a closed church in the west of Lyon, where we want to plant another church. And so we're already in the process of seeing how we can start that project this next school year.
Some of our church plants have been more traditional, where we had a core group, we had a building that was started, because it was very important in those communities to have a building that showed that we were an evangelical Protestant church. But in other communities, some of our church plants, it's been different, because if we were to put a building right from the start, people would not show up. The way we serve the community of Brome is every Saturday we're doing soccer outreaches, and over 50 to 60 kids come every Saturday morning. And as 1 year unloads and we go into our second year, then all of a sudden those kids and those parents, we were able to invite to weekends and spend longer periods of time with them.
As the things began to take speed, and some of the works did not materialize, then they died, and that's okay. But there are others that really took off, and now we see vibrant churches that have come to life. I really want to praise God for what He has done in Lyon. I really, frankly, can't explain and understand what happened, but the church grew to about 300 people. We have seen God start 4 churches, and we have seen a number of men and women go to the Geneva Bible Institute for training. Some of them have become missionaries in other places in the world. God has done something despite of us, and we give Him the glory.